For sportsbookreview.com, I'm Joe Duffy, CEO and anchor handicapper at offshoreinsiders.com. We're going to take a preview of the Chicago Bears versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got to shop around for the best line possible at sbrodds.com. This opened up at Tampa Bay 5.5, but they are now up to a 7-point favorite. Now, only 5. This is an anomaly because of Hurricane Irma canceled the Tampa Bay Miami game. Only 5 times previously is a team playing their first game against a team playing their second game. Teams playing their second game are a decent 3-2 straight up and against the spread, but including covering both of those on the road. Road underdogs of 6 or more off of a loss in a game that they covered in 99 and 75. Now remember, we tell you time and time again, the sharpest bettors out there find teams that sneak under the radar, and teams that sneak under the radar are teams that will cover in games that they lose straight up, or teams that you want to fade are teams that will not cover in games they win straight up. It's what we call our dichotomous straight up and ATS theory, but as long as teams are winning straight up, they're not going to lose that much value, even if they're winning a bunch of close games, or vice versa. The teams are very competitive in losses. The odds, they're the type of teams that can sneak under the odds makers' radar. So that's why we do like angles like that. You know, we talked about the old theory, the Ewing theory, which we found very much applies in the NFL, but essentially what it says here is when a team loses their overrated, quote-unquote, superstar, they are a good team to bet on because they will be underrated. They were overrated previously, and we think that certainly applies to Jay Cutler. The Bears maybe aren't better per se without him, but they are better as far as the offshore and Vegas power ratings are concerned. You know, this kid Glennon, he's decent. He's not bad. He doesn't have the arm of Jay Cutler, but I think the Bears are maybe every bit as good, possibly better, and their value is less because Cutler was so overrated. So they're going to sneak in under the radar. Look, I'm buying into Tampa. I even told my main man, the big man on campus, when he had me on a few times that, and make sure you watch his videos here on Sportsbook Review. As I said, he's the best when it comes to the organic handicapping, where he breaks down the strengths and weaknesses of each team as opposed to the more analytical situational computer stuff that we like to do here. But as I told him, my picks to go to the Super Bowl. Now notice I said picks, not bet. The Buccaneers and the Steelers. The reason I don't like to make those futures bets is because I don't want anything to even subconsciously bias me into making week-to-week adjustments. So it's a prediction, not really a bet. But I'm buying into Tampa Bay. But still, I want them to show me on the field they're every bit as good as they are in those preseason publications. And they're still, 7 points is a pretty big point spread in the NFL, especially to a Chicago team that I said that, look, they're not necessarily, they're not a playoff caliber team by any stretch of the imagination, but they're going to be more competitive than people think. So, again, Tampa, you got to show me first. It does, the computer, based on very limited data, does say maybe there is some truth to the cliche that the teams improve the most from week 1 to week 2 because in the rare circumstances where teams have had a game under their belt in the regular season playing a team that has not, that team with the one game under their belt has covered, but again, very, very limited data there. But still, Chicago, I expect to be competitive. Might be like last week where they won't necessarily win the game straight up, but they are going to keep the game very close. And if you're looking for an upset special on the money line, I would consider this, but my official free pick from offshoreinsiders.com will be to go with the Chicago Bears. Once again, offshoreinsiders.com. Joe Duffy's picks 14-2 in the NFL, 28-12 college and NFL combined. That's heading into this weekend. So if you're watching this, on Friday or Thursday or Saturday, make sure you get those picks. If you're not watching this until Sunday, no problem. Get our Sunday portfolio. Joe Duffy's picks at offshoreinsiders.com. And as good as our picks are, you want to shop around for the best line possible and the best juice possible. And as long as you go to sbrodds.com, you're going to be getting a sports book that's thoroughly vetted. If you're a client of offshoreinsiders.com, you want to be paid on time. You're going to be collecting a lot more than you're going to be paying. So getting a sports book that pays on time is of enormous importance. And Sportsbook Review or their live odds site, sbrodds.com, the perfect place to go for the best sports books and to shop for the best lines.